Hey kids, it's your favorite two people ever,
Hello, this is Jermaine,
and this is Rich.
and welcome to the X's and O's of
O's
life.
of life.
And here we are. I mean, hey, we just crossed the decade mark. We're turning the corner into the 11th episode. Everybody.
Yep. Well, so yeah, technically, it's going to show up as episode 13 because I did a few interviews, and
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were added
those
to
don't
the
count because
X's.
those don't count because I put it as like 10.5 and then 10.75. But the thing keeps counting it, and I was like, oh yeah, wait, it is. That's not how numbers work on counting episodes. But you know, I mean, we're now
Yeah,
what
so
this
it's
is going to
showing up
be,
as 13. Okay.
right? So whatevs, it's fine. Um, so this is our first day recording remote. Um,
Yep.
so we're using an app called StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard. I had to check it. It works well. I dig it. This is the same thing I used on the 10.75 and the 10.5, the interviews that I did. So if you haven't checked those out, do it because they are. And this, look, I'm not just trying to like tout it up. I know Jermaine wasn't there, and that's probably why it was good. But
Exactly. He was like, man, it was so great not having your goofy self around.
all right, stupid wife liking me and stuff. She's in Missouri right now, so once again, she's not going to do the draft because honestly, she hates us, so that's fine. Um, but yeah, our first day doing it remotely, and it's a nice little setup. Jermaine took about 3.5 years to get set up because he's technically retarded, and
I am. It took me like
no,
4 years to get in.
no, it's all good. I the user of it, like the interface of it, is real simple. I'm just glad it works. It's going to make this whole thing a lot easier. So definitely pumped
Yeah,
about
I mean,
that.
it was definitely less complex than I thought it was going to be. I'm over here with my flip phone, and I'm
Your flip
trying.
phone, Jesus,
Over with a flip
your
phone
Nokia
and
brick,
and the antenna. Remember somebody thought? Remember people thought that they was special when they would flip their phone, open it
and
up,
then bring out the big antenna.
and
Oh no!
grab the
Oh
antenna with their
man,
mouth,
yeah.
with their teeth, and
Oh
pull
my!
it
I can see it happening. I can just see some douchey white guy with a slick back haircut and a gray suit getting out of his T top.
Yeah,
Oh
he
man,
said
I
getting
got the
out of
whole
his
picture.
G-top.
Mm,
Well,
golly.
I
Yep.
was him, and I was trying to get in, and I was just like, okay, this is pretty simple. I was able to load up
I
my
just pictured like Christian Bale in my head in American Psycho.
yeah. The cell phones and came so far.
Yep.
Now it's like, wow. They used to be. Remember, they used to be in people's cars, and they was hooked to like a wire, and they
Yeah,
were
you
like
like a little
big old
briefcase thing. It's my car
walkie-talkies.
phone. It's like that looks like a defibrillator. What are you talking about? That's not a phone. Jesus, guy, you gonna do surgery or call your mom?
He said it looks like a defibrillator.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they used to be huge, but if you had one, it doesn't matter. No matter
You were
how
that dude.
funky and goofy they were, you were that dude. I remember. I remember as early as or as far back as I want to say I was in college, and it was like a little sprint, but in college they set up all those little booths. This is
Right.
basically, let me add on to my secondary education.
Oh boy.
If you missed that one from BDE Street, secondary education and the uselessness of it, in my opinion. Another way they was getting you as a young child was they would have these booths set up and have you signing up for credit cards and
Mm.
cell phone services. So there was a Sprint one out there, and like not only was the institution setting you up to be in debt, these other companies was like, can we come along and make these people broke
Right.
in the future too?
I would
They was
like their
like,
money as well.
yeah, they was like, well, set up shop. So,
Yeah.
I went into debt real early with like some American Express and, credit cards because you're green. You're a young
Yeah.
child. You've never been exposed to this. No one knows what an APR rate is. You
Right.
just like give
I'm
it to me,
37. I'm like, huh?
and you can buy some books with it and buy some stuff from the
Yeah.
store and decorate your apartment or whatever, your dorm.
Listen, the worst thing they can do, the worst thing that can happen to you I highly doubt we have. Well, I guess my kid listens to this a little bit, so this is directed towards you and everyone without a beard. The worst thing you can do is get money back from your school. You will learn all the pizza places numbers. You'll get there because look, the first roll around, man, me and Tiff, golly, like the amount of pizza and dumb shit we bought and went through was ridiculous.
And like you said, get money back from the school, because I know I had a couple.
Dumbest.
I think I had a couple grants or some loans. Yeah. Something went through where I paid everything, and then they handed me like, I want to say like $1,000 back that was like unused, and I went to town. I went crazy. Nothing was useful. I bought.
No, it never is. Never is. And you know what? That segues into kind of the first topic of the discussion here. So just like we always do, somehow or another, we parlay some random conversation into actually something we were going to mean to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, once again, same spiel as always. We bounce the topic off each other before we kind of get in here, but we don't really talk about it. And if we start to talk about it, we tell each other to shut up because we're giving away topic.
True fact.
I did something this week. Now, I don't know how many of y'all know what Affirm is, but it's kind of like a buy now, pay later kind of in segments type of thing. So it's essentially, and Jermaine pointed this out, I'm like a credit card. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, because
except
you can get whatever you need right now and pay it off in $25 increments, or they want you to pay the least amount because they can.
Yeah, then they get the
crack you over the dome for as much as they can. But go ahead.
All the interest, right?
Yeah.
So, I bought a few things over Christmas, and paying the minimum payments like a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
I had an extra check this month, so me and the wife kind of broke down all the all of our kind of quote unquote debt, and I looked at what I had and put it in sequential order from most to least, and I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm getting a little tired of being nickel and dime. Like legitimately, one of these ones was like $13, another one was like $32, another one was like $27. Like it's this little nickel and dime annoying things that I was like, look, let me just look at what this actually all runs up, and it ended up being like, I don't know, like $360 or $370, something like that. So not anything that's
those nickels and dimes turn to dollars and fives,
right?
But...
yeah, exactly. And it wasn't like anything egregious or anything, but I paid it. Now I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit, and I'm going to kind of pose a question here. So, and this is with the assumption that you have the money on hand. So when given the option to do kind of the Affirm thing where you can, pay later and just do it incremental instead of just upfront. I don't know about you, but I will a lot of the time choose that option instead of just putting it out there. And I'll tell you why I do it, and then I want you to kind of chime in and tell me why you do or don't and what your thoughts on it are.
Okay.
I think it feels better, even though in the long run, and this, like you always know it because there's interest and all that other yada, yada, yada. It just feels better in the here and now to not drop X number of dollars. And now, you know what? I'll do it later. It's fine. But then if you just do it for one thing, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I literally had 3 separate things happening here, and they're all coming out at different points in the month. So it was, and I have a thing in my bank where every time there's any type of, transaction, I get a text.
Yeah.
So it'll just pop up. I'm like, yes. And it's not something that I remember when it comes out because it's so kind of minuscule from the amount of money that I just don't care. But it's
never going to be enough to overdraft your account.
Right.
See, that's where I would. See, I don't like. That's one thing that I don't like, the whole auto pay. Like when someone says, "Do you mind if we set that up on auto pay?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't. I'm not gonna do that." Because I know a bill's come. I know a bill is due. From a black people standpoint, we hold on, man. It's like, man, if I can somehow make this thing stretch for 2 more days or 3 more days or anything.
I think it feels better
that's why
too.
I don't set up auto pay, man. It's just like one of those, like, no,
I used to be that same guy. Then I put everything on auto pay and I'm fine with it. But I think there's a part of you, and I'm not saying you, just you as in general, that even though you know it's going to happen and you have the money to pay it and you have all the intentions of paying it and you are going to pay it, I think it feels better to pay it yourself instead of having someone reach into your account, because that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, it's almost like they took from you. It's almost like how are you going to take your money now? Like I said, I'm afraid of my account.
How dare you take your money on that due date, you son of a bitch?
How dare you take the money I owe you on this date?
These services rendered. What gave you that right? Or that contract you signed? That means nothing.
I've experienced several overdrafts that I forgot all about. I really did. And I'm like, you mean, like, I would look at my bank account one night and I'll be like, okay, it's right before payday. It's usually that Thursday or Wednesday, right before you get paid. And you're like on your knuckles, you're on your chin. Like you are just barely holding on until that comes. So you look at your bank account, and this has happened to me, a true example. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I got $50. I can make it to Friday at $50. And then boom, next thing I know, the next day my account says like minus $60 or minus $70. I'm like, what the heck happened? Yeah. Not only did that auto draft come out for that product that I knew and I agreed to allow them to do it.
Yep.
Them and my bank charged me a $36 fee for overdrafting on top of that. So it's just like I got double hit. And I was just like, man, I will never set up any auto pay because I'll forget. Even if I put it on calendars and stuff.
Right.
I want to take a chance. I want to take time to, if there is some way that I can say, you know what, I'm going to pay y'all on a later date. And I know you're going to charge me a late fee, but I'm good with that. As opposed to paying it, getting out of the way and avoiding a late fee. But sometimes, man, you need that money, man, at that point, And you prefer to not go to these little knick-knack places you talking about, But to go to where you're saying as far as you not wanting to just pay it all off at one time, it's almost like it's for you. You're like you said, you're going to pay it off, but if you pay it off too soon, it feels like you got chipped by the company. And I don't know why that feeling feels like that.
Explain that to me, because I don't get that. Because is that really anything? Is that really anything different? Okay, all right. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's say you want a PlayStation 5, right?
Okay.
And you got $500 set aside for this.
All right.
Now you go to one store and you have the option to just pay it off. Like you don't have the option. It's like, okay, cash in hand, I need this now.
Yeah.
And there's another store and you don't have the option to go to either one. It's just like a, alternate reality universe deal. And the other store, you have the option to do it straight up or in payments with some interest.
Or let's say you go to the store, you got the $500, you ready to lay it down, and one of the clerks behind the counter at the GameStop or something says, you don't have to purchase this whole thing. We can set you up on a plan. And you're like, at first you said to yourself, no, I'm laying this whole $500 down and I'm just get it out of the way. But you didn't know that he was going to offer you a plan to pay it off. And then you're like, do I take the plan? Like,
that's the thing. And then it's a bad decision, but you're also like, well, now I can go ahead and redistribute these funds I was going to spend on something else. But it ends up not being on anything good. It ends up being on some more dumb stuff that you didn't need.
So instead of one useless product, not saying that PlayStation 5 is useless because it has a lot of uses. No, I'm just saying, not only do you have one product that you probably could go without,
Right.
Now you have accumulated 3 or 4 things that you could definitely go without.
And you still spent the 500 and you still owe another 250 now. So your 500 flipped into 750 because you make bad decisions because let's do it this way. So I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a more common thing or what, but I just find myself taking that opportunity and doing that. Now here is part 2 of my thing.
Yeah.
So about midway through, well, most of it was midway through. I think I had one of them I had one last payment for. But I went ahead and I just laid down the 360 or whatever. And it was like, don't press the red button. Don't press the red button. What happens if I press the red button? I don't know. Don't press it though. And I pressed the red button and I paid it. And I immediately had buyer's remorse. But I know it was the right thing to do and the mature thing to do. And I was all like walking around like, hey Tiff, guess what I did? What? I was like, I paid the stuff off. She's like, you mean you paid your bill? I was like, yeah. I was like, okay.
You was expecting some type of extra gratification for just doing something simple.
Right. And it's like, good job, stupid. Hopefully you enjoyed paying the interest there, you goof. And but it was one of those things where I felt good about it, but I was like, oh man, and I know I had the money, but it was only $360 and whatever, and I had an extra check, so I wasn't hurting for it, and it was literally a plan I talked to the wife about, and it's just a weird, like, okay, I did it. It's like, oh damn it, I did it. Wait, did I want to do that? Oh no. So that was kind of my experience this week, and I mean, I feel you know, after a few days, you're like, okay, I'm glad it's there. Now I can start attacking something else. But generally speaking, what's going to end up happening, I'm going to replace that thing with another thing because I am a child. Yeah. We just like to accumulate things. There's going to be some stupid holiday that pops up here or somebody's birthday that I don't give a shit about, and I'm going to have to go buy them stuff.
I think that whole concept is, I mean, buy now, pay later. It's that sense of time, I guess. I mean, like, let's go back to that time episode with BD. It's like, because you know you got more time to pay off something that you can get rid of now, but you know your allotted time. A lot of times you take that extra time to pay it. You're like, so I owe you. Okay, suppose you, like a streets example, you borrow $400 from the loan shark, and he was like, "Give me my money next week with interest, you know, by next week." So you get to next week, and he feeling good, and he's feeling nice, and he's like, "Man, you only got to give me $100 today." Now you dealing with a loan shark. You know it's best to just get the money out of your hands and stop dealing with it. But because he told you. He's feeling in a good mood. He only won $100 today. Guess what? Yeah. Maybe 80% of the people is doing, handing him that 100, taking the rest of that.
I think you're lowballing, man. I think it's more than 80. Like I
was just saying. I mean, some people love just getting their bills out the way. I mean, I work for a credit collections company, and it's bad debt. And I mean, some people just call up and be like, yeah, I want to make my payment. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's $9,222. And they're like, yeah, okay, go ahead. And I'm like, and you paying $9,000 at one time on some debt that isn't going anywhere. It's not accumulating any type of fees or interest.
And you got Karens at the dollar store saying, hey, this said it was $1.25. You charged me $1.30. Okay.
I mean, yikes. Some people just like to get it out their hands and wash their hands with it, man. I mean, so that's why I said 80.
Those are the people that actually have that super expendable income that shouldn't have been making those stupid decisions in the first place.
Yeah, like why? Like that's what I was about to say to you. Like those are the people that are well off and wealthy. Well, why did you get the debt in the first place? Like, is it just something that just slipped your mind, or you know?
I think honestly, I think some folks, they have such a level of entitlement and such a level of you know. I'll do what I want. I can do what I want. I can deal with whatever happens. It's just kind of like not like you want to see the world burn type of people, but it's kind of like I can get out of whatever I need to get out of. So I'll, oh, whoopsie, I forgot to pay 4 payments. Here's 4 payments plus 19 more because reasons. It's like,
Damn.
oh, okay.
So
I don't know. Maybe it's laziness. I don't know. Like, I'm not rich
just because you can do it,
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not rich. I'm not in that place.
You're not rich. Your just name just happens to be rich.
I mean, so, yeah, it's that's called irony.
Right after Father's Day, that was a dad joke.
Yeah, that fell on its face. That's fine. No, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't get it. It was just one of those things that just kind of I ran by Tiff, and it was just one of those like, let me put this out into the ether, see what people think, because I just feel like that's probably I think the way I do it, the way I did it, is more common than not, but then paying it off midway through, I don't think that's as common. I think the common man kind of lets that thing go and go and go because, minimum payment or pay everything up front.
I mean, like, you started it off with the rare comment that you started off with, which was, I got an extra check. Who gets an extra check?
Yeah, that's fair.
That doesn't happen, So when you got a little extra income, which almost never happens unless it's income tax time for people.
Right.
That's why a common man is not going to take that route because the common man is living paycheck to paycheck and there's never really too many extras that get slid in there.
Right. No, that's fair enough. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going there. So that was a good conversation. I dug it.
Yeah.
So I would say kind of going from, hey, everyone's sad about money. And by the way, if you have a lot of money, stop talking to me. I had some guy talk to me today. Like trying to, and it just shows you kind of how out of touch a lot of folks are. Because look, Jermaine, you know this.
Making like passive aggressive comments about his money, like
no, I'll tell you exactly what went down here. So me and Tiff, we're not like struggling, right? You know that. But we're not like balling out of control. But we're not eating ramen except when I buy it because it's yummy in my tummy. Not a sponsor.
We wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I will take your $1.39 packet of 19. I will swindle that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, just to cover them real quick, like ramen, do you do the packages? Like I'm more of the cup of soup type of person.
Listen, I got ramen for the first time in like 12 years, like 2 weeks ago, and the package of 12 lasted like 3 days. I'm like, this is terrible for me.
I'm more of the cup of soup person. Where
those are good too. Those little dehydrated corns and
those little you can dehydrated like carrots and peas and stuff that in there. Yeah,
all
you
three
put
of them
water on those. Those are great. But the actual packets where you put it in the boiling water and you put the sauce on, I don't like those for some reason. It's the same thing though. But
so what you got to do is you got to put some lemon pepper on the chicken flavor. Then you got to party.
He said party like it's 1999.
Listen, get a little hot sauce in that. Yeah. See. Oh, yeah. You need to learn how to live here.
I'm not a big fan of the package kind.
Yeah. Oh, you don't do the hot sauce either because you'll die because you're old.
Oh yeah, my helicopter.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so here, just real quick before we get into the draft, this guy was sitting here talking to me today.
Yeah.
And just kind of yapping about, I don't know how we got on the subject, but just something about like, if there's something that you want, you just got to go ahead and do it. And no matter what it costs and do that. I'm like thinking like, dude, what kind of utopia do you live in? Or do you think other people live in? And here's the thing. He's like, yeah, man, I got a multi-million-dollar house and I'm up in this Northeast region and there's only 800 people in my town. And, we're in like one of the top percents of wealth. And I'm like,
but he's acting like he's a go-getter. Like, what did he go get? Like,
right. And like, he like flips houses and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you have to understand you're in the 1%, 2% kind of people there. Like, that's kind of where you live in that upper echelon place. Like, not everyone has, just because you have some strive and aspirations to do things, you need means to do things. Like, you can't just manifest money and opportunity to kind of just fall into your lap and do stuff. And I'm just,
the way he's talking, he's acting like anyone that's in a poor neighborhood or in the ghetto walking around, don't nobody have aspirations or goals to get somewhere. Right. They don't have the money. They're trying their hardest. Like, you think everybody that's in the ghetto is just lazy people that's just in the ghetto? These are people that have tried multiple different ways to attain some type of successful income and have failed. Like, wow, just because you got lucky and you somehow got through doesn't mean that, man, that's like mushing down and stepping on the poor person, or stepping down on the people beneath you.
It just tripped me out. I'm like, I don't, and I think the worst part is he didn't really realize like what he was saying and how he was coming across, and I didn't check him, but I just really wanted to be like, kid, what are you doing? Like, what do you like? Understand where you're coming from. Like, I don't know how loud you have to talk from your mountain down to us, but just because, like, do you think that
you bring up a good point when you said he didn't know? I mean, a lot of times it's ignorance. It's pure ignorance. Right. Like, a lot of times they have no idea that they are being offensive. Like, they really don't know. Like, it's one thing to know what you're doing and to have deceitful or insidious intent. But if you don't know,
that's worse.
Yeah,
it's worse because you were
somebody got to sit you down and like almost shake you into the come to Jesus moment. Like,
did you ever see that South Park episode where Randy's going around sniffing his own farts? That's basically what those people are doing. It's like they are so high on their own supply.
Yeah,
it blows my mind because you just don't know how much of a dick you are.
Yeah, some people don't know. They do not know. Like you said, and they're worse because it's almost like an addict or or alcoholic or something. If you can't admit, like they say, 90% or 80% of the battle is admitting to it. Like you have to reckon. In order to fix a problem, you have to first recognize.
But they're so rich they don't have to. That's the thing. You're so rich you don't have to admit to nothing because like he was sitting here telling me I'm building an elevator in my garage. I'm like, what? How does that even work? Why do you even need that? What life are you living?
Telling you that? Like, did you ask him what's the lifestyles of the rich and famous? Like, why would he?
No, so I was at work. And it's somehow. Yeah, I mean, I was at work and I do the whole tech support thing. So he was asking some other questions about needing a certain thing in a certain place.
Yeah,
and he just was kind of flexing his little, money muscles. And I'm like, okay. And then he just kind of went on his little diatribe. I'm like, dude, you're a kind of a douche. Like, you should just stop talking because you're not coming across any type of way other than just unaware that opportunities just don't manifest themselves because you want them to. Your money has allotted you a certain grouping of people around you and a certain grouping of opportunities, and you have been given a lot of chances and a lot of leeway to succeed. Now, obviously, you had to go to school and you had to do this, that, and the other and figure out how to do your life. But based on your surroundings, I think and I've never been a big believer in your surroundings should dictate who you are and what you become. But I think, all right, well, here's where your double standard comes into play. If you're in a poor, crappy situation, I don't think that should necessarily dictate everything that you become and, can aspire to be. But I think if you grow up into a real ritzy thing, I think you almost get forced into becoming that. Like it's like osmosis because nobody wants to be miserable. People want to be happy. So money equals happiness. I don't care who you are. That's a big thing. But I go against kind of my mantra of you shouldn't be, you shouldn't dictate, or your life shouldn't dictate where you grow up at. But I feel almost like it's harder to be a good person when you're rich than it is to be a good person if you're poor and like become something. I don't know. Maybe that's just my kind of outlook on it, but I've seen both sides of the fence.
You're totally right. I mean, like if you are, like we talked about this on the previous episodes when you were talking about your kiddo will when, he had to buy or get something on his own,
Right.
He's going to appreciate it a lot more. But if you're always giving something, what are you appreciating?
Right.
Like what respect do you have? It's like,
and that's
it's
why that
almost
person
like
talks
you
that
don't
way.
even have the ability. Like, even if you wanted to respect what you have, if you're rich is all get out, you have no way to respect what you have. Like, it's
Right. You have
it's
no need
almost
to, because you
impossible.
can just go get your own again, or have someone else get it for you. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of stuck in my craw a little bit. I don't want to focus on that because we're already kind of half hour and we have other stuff we got to do. But
Okay.
it was just one of those, like, man, like I sometimes try to forget that those are people out there in the world, but it's just like, dude, kick rocks,
I mean,
man.
I ain't gonna say benefit of the doubt, because the motherfucker, he already done had the benefits of every doubt his whole
Right.
life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm not giving him a pass there. It's just that I'm just trying to look into his head, and it's like, as a rich snobby person, like, it's almost impossible for them to not become like that.
Yeah.
It's
all they know. But
unless
I
they
guess
get-
you can say the same thing about poor folks too. It's like all they know, but I don't. I mean,
can you
feel
take
like
somebody that's been, poor and scrapping and then put them into, I mean, there is situations. I mean, there are, shows that showed you that. I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one. Different Strokes was another, where they took, ghetto children, or in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's case, you got a guy that's broke in the ghetto of Philly, and then he drop him into Bel Air, out there with the rich folk, and then you see how they live. I mean,
Right.
And it's like, it's an adjustment, on both sides, but you would almost have to do the same thing in order for a rich person
It's like trading space or trading places, right?
Yeah, trading places. There's a movie. There you go. Yeah. I mean, like, you almost have to take a rich person and make them live almost like, not scared straight, but almost like a
no,
week
you're not
of
wrong. I mean,
a week or life of that person, and that's the only way that they would even get a inkling of respect for the people that's beneath them,
and actually have it not be like some kind of like super uber produced thing. Like, literally just like, okay, hey, look, live check to check for a month, man. See how it is. Just kind of like understand how the people that you think are like below you, because everyone below your pay grade is below you, and like they're all lumped together in one lump sum. So you could be a straight homeless dude, or you can be working at McDonald's, or you could be working, you could be middle class, or it doesn't matter if you're not in his or her pay bracket, you're below them, so you're all lumped all together. So I don't know. This thing's pissing me off. Let's just go to the draft. I'm gonna start cussing.
I know.
I'm over here sweating a little bit too. I'm like, man. Sheesh. All right. So, what's our draft, man? What are we doing?
Woo! I like this one. So, there is no. Okay, first of all, there is no. Well, I'm just gonna stay what I am. No.
What?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, like, somebody try to find a way out, No, I'm just saying, I don't believe it. He said, huh? I ain't gonna say I wholeheartedly believe in reincarnation, but if somehow it did happen, and let's suppose, you lived out your life as a human being, and
I'm doing it as we speak.
Yeah, everything's over, you passed away, and then boom, you're at the pearly gates, or I don't know. There's Morgan Freeman as a janitor in a white suit acting like he's God. And he says to you, Rich, you lived your life out. So on and so forth. Or Jermaine, you lived your life out. The only way I can return you back to Earth is as an animal. But you get to choose what animal you are. And since I get the first pick in the draft, we all know I'm going with the king. Of course, a lion. I would want to be a male lion, of course, because and I don't want to be a male lion just by myself, because I want to be a male lion, not by myself. Of course, there's a pride I'm talking about. I want to run this pride with a brother, because if you watch all the Animal Planet channels, if you ever follow a pride of lions, there's usually one male with a pride or a group of females, or sometimes it's two brothers, but they got to be kin. So I'd rather it be me and my brother. And as a lion, you got a pride, so you got multiple wives and women. Well, not wives. Hey, ain't nobody getting married in nature. But you have multiple partners, put it that way. Your only responsibility really is to protect, the children and all the wives from the other lions, male lions, and make sure you defend your territory. And the women do the hunting too. So they cook the food, they raise the children, and you got tons of them, and there ain't no other animal that can mess with you. So that's my number one. That's my number one draft pick right there. Male lion with my brother.
Okay. How many rounds are we doing here?
4.
Okay. So
Hey, you on a tilt already?
Nah, I'm just figuring out where I'm gonna go. It's a special. It's the 101, man. This is your initial,
I mean, hey, you can't be a human no more. But hey, you get the choice out of the whole animal kingdom. I mean, that's a pretty good choice, man. I'm gonna even go. I'm gonna bring it down to insects.
Now,
go ahead.
How far are we doing current animals right now? Like, I just need to know, are dinosaurs off of the table? I'm cool with saying no to it.
I mean, put it this way. Let's say no for now, but then in our honorable mention at the end of the we'll mention our dinosaurs. And I got I got an interesting fact about dinosaurs that we see. I ain't gonna say that we see, but that we see.
Calm down, nerd. It's fine.
No, I'm just saying that we see all these shows and stuff like that. It's just one behavior I just never see. But go ahead.
Okay.
So let's go current animals for now.
All right.
Not even current animals, just not prehistoric. Let's not go down. I mean, and if you wanted to be a woolly mammoth or something, I don't know. That's prehistoric.
That's terrible. I mean, I like the cold. I mean, I can. So, I'm gonna go with the great white.
The great white.
Yeah.
I thought about that. The only reason why I kind of skewed away a little bit is because they got hunger fetish. They are just
I like to eat.
I'm about to say, hey.
I'll hit you with a Tony Soprano. I can eat.
Great white. You pretty much the lion of the ocean.
I mean, look, you just get to swim around, see a bunch of cool stuff, and literally, please try to throw hands with me. You get to nibble on people occasionally too. And what are you gonna do? Come send the sea police? Kick rocks. I'm fine. I'm just gonna go swim deeper, and you can't do nothing. Bye.
He said, "Kick rocks."
Right. So, I think a great white would be a pretty cool kind of. That's a good 101.
Okay. Let me pivot to.
Now who's tilting?
No. I'm just thinking should I name it? I'm thinking should I go second round or third round, but I'm gonna just get it out the way because I thought of it. Bald eagle.
Ah, you motherfucker! I thunk about it. I wasn't sure.
It's just the bald eagle. I ain't saying it's just any eagle or any falcon or any hawk, but it could be the goofiest. Maybe even a bald eagle that's not even well put together, but you couldn't tell because you ever see them faces on them birds? They look like they are a serious bird. Yeah. They are it's just they got that look like I'm not playing games today.
No, you know what bald eagles look like? What they remind me of? You ever? And I know you have. Literally, you ever piss off a black lady? There you go. That's the look you get. That's what a bald. You see that you can almost see the neck bob a little bit. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I got a story just over the weekend when I was on the bus on Saturday. Here in Pittsburgh, everybody, we just had Taylor Swift come through, and she was like a pandemic. Like, she put the city in a pandemic state for 2 days. For pretty much the whole weekend.
The wife got to go, and she was happy.
Yeah. But I was just on the bus, and there was it was a jam-packed bus. I'm talking like to the point where the bus driver had to stop and say, "Can you please move to the back?" Everybody had to move to the back just so they can pack on as many people. And this black guy that was standing there, I guess she stepped on his shoes, and he gave her this, look of like, you stepped on my shoes or whatever. And this is one of those black ladies with like the loudest mouth that she has like a voice that carries the whole bus. Okay. So for the whole ride from downtown through the south side all the way to where I live, she tore into this damn dude. I mean,
because the shoe got stepped on a insanely sardine can packed bus.
Well, the shoe got stepped on. It was the black dude's shoe, but he gave her hell behind it, and she like snapped back like, "You see this bus is packed, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I stepped on your shoe, but how could you start acting like you too good to get your shoes to," like, she just went in. I mean, she attacked him. Like, the whole ride and everybody. And then like towards the end of the ride, as I was getting off, it had got to a point where she was getting people to participate, to join in. Like, I thought the whole bus was going to beat them down by the time, like, she was one of those people. Like, you ever notice on some of those people that just got like a certain presence about them, and they got a mouth on them, and people just rally towards them. And like, she was one of those people. Like, basically, Martin Luther King stepped on her shoes. Okay. His shoes, and he hollered and yelled at the wrong black lady because she just went crazy. And by the end of the ride, like, everybody was like, "Man, you ain't good, man. Get your shoes." And I was just like, and that just brought me to that example. You was like an angry black woman. I mean, if you got an angry black woman that know how to speak for herself, you got a ball of fire there. But yeah, that's Bald Eagle. Bald Eagle's pick number 2.
Okay. Huh.
And like I said, don't think of the animals on a scale of like jungle-wise. Even the insect world, like the baddest animal of the insect world, or, it's just in your surrounding. You just got to be comfortable with the animal you're going to be in your surrounding.
Like, I don't want to go back to the sea, but I kind of want to go back to the sea. But no, okay. I got two. I'm gonna go Anaconda.
So you would see, I stay away from snake because, first of all, I don't want to be a being with no arms and legs.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to be that person. And it's just, if we're talking about snakes, you could be one of the deadliest black mambas and cobras and all. I've been sitting, like, as I thought of this idea for the draft, snake definitely came across my head a couple times, but I was like, I don't want to be nothing.
Now, look, I'm not talking about a real snake. I'm talking about the Anaconda in Anaconda. That thing looked bonkers. CGI. Let's go.
Like,
right. Like, I'm trying to look crazy. Like, yeah, I'm going fake Anaconda from Anaconda.
He just defied the odds. Like, I ain't even a real animal. I am a Hollywood made up animal.
Right.
If we going that route, I'm Godzilla. Like, what is you talking about?
Listen, look, you can be a big lizard. It's fine.
He said Anaconda, but
yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go pick 3. I'm going back to the big cats.
Wow.
Black Panther for sure. I'm saying that's a hard. Do you know that a Black Panther is really a leopard that just don't got the spots. So
I
it's
did
like,
not.
yeah, because they're in the same family. Like a leopard and a Black Panther is the same exact cat. It's just that the Black Panther is almost like an albino version of the leopard. Like it's just a leopard that didn't get the beige part of the spots. You know, it just didn't get the beige part. It's just all black.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting fact there.
Still a nerd. All right.
Got to, man. So, lion, bald eagle, Black Panther.
I'm going to go rhino.
Oh, some wicked things right there.
Come get this horn. Let's go. Like, what do you do to a rhino? You can. What do you honestly? That's basically a dinosaur. What are you going to do to the rhino? Please tell me. I'll wait.
Outside of shooting it,
right?
And then you got to shoot it on the side because
right
coming straight at you, he ain't got a lot of surface place to hit. So you got to catch him from the side.
Right.
Yeah. What are you doing to a rhino?
Dying.
Nothing. He said, "I'll wait."
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't doing too much to him.
I don't even know what a rhino sounds like, but it don't even matter.
See, that's why I wanted to go insect world, but I'm surprised it's just one animal you just haven't touched. That I was just like, I swore you would touch that immediately. But
I kind of feel like I know where you're going with it, but
but I'm gonna stay in the whole.
This is your anchor.
The inner insect world, yo. I mean, I would be some type of spider.
Okay, was that the one that you thought I was gonna pick?
Huh?
Was that the one you thought? Was that the one you thought I was gonna pick?
Not insect. I didn't think you was gonna pick an insect. I was just saying that there's another animal out there that I'm just like surprised you didn't. Because it's the lions, tigers, and
bears.
Yeah,
I was gonna pick a bear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do bears do?
I mean, a grizzly. I mean, polar. I mean, they're pretty vicious animals.
Bears feel like larger raccoons. We already know how I feel about raccoons, so no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with some type of spider. Tarantula, okay. Black widow.
I was on there. I was really like,
because I mean, you think of insects. Most insects are just like drones, or like a bee. Like they have useless lives, but a spider.
What about a scorpion though?
Woo!
Scorpions are just cool looking a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
Look, they're as dangerous.
But I mean, the spider thing I chose because of just the strategy on them. The strategery.
Strategery, yeah.
Yeah, behind the whole web and
okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Look, I was about that life. I just was like, I don't know what to really go with there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is low hanging fruit, and this is what I thought I was gonna pick. I'm going to puppy.
Okay.
Like you talking about? I mean, really, any domesticated puppy, not no kind of stray, because that's just a sad story.
No, but I mean, if we broke it, we could break down, like we can even go in animal categories. But yeah, if I was a dog, I would want to be a pit bull. I definitely would want to be one of those because I'm kind of built like one myself already, like low, stocky, just I would be, because that's one of the speaking of, wow, I never even gave my shout out. I forgot all about that, but go ahead. Yeah, speaking of that, I used to work at this, body shop, and when I was a kid, I was 12 years old, and that was my first job. I was sweeping and cleaning up dog shit, and it was a Lebanese pit bull, and it was the most well put together pit bull I've ever seen. To this day, I've never seen, I've seen a bunch of pit bulls on TV, in person. I've never seen one put together as well and as stocky and as well built as this one. And I used to work down at the shop, and, it was at John Mike's. And this guy became like my second father because he taught me about how to live like he was like it was my first job, and I want to give a shout out to him because it's rest in peace to him. He died today. He passed, so I'll be going to some funerals and some services over the next couple days. But yeah, my second father passed today, and it's like one day after Father's Day, which is ironic, coincidental.
Ugh.
And it's like, he taught me the life. Like my dad was my dad that taught me stuff in the house, but my dad was heavily religious as well, so he didn't know about the streets. Like, put it this way, the guy that passed just today gave me the school of hard knocks that I know today that goes into the streets, whereas my dad was more hands-on, close-knit, giving me the religious, aspect of it. So, but yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
Oh, no problem, man. I mean, this guy was a legend, man. He's well known throughout Aliquippa, and it's just like it's going to probably be a very packed, or it's going to be a funeral with a lot of people because he touched a lot of people. He had an impact on a lot of people's lives. Like I said, and he was like a second father to me. But sorry to put a downer on this great draft we just had. No,
it's fine. Well, let me kind of circle back so at least I can end that with a nice little, non-sad note there. You just straight deboed my pick though there. So
I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you got that in there because I didn't want to end it on a sad note there.
Yeah.
So the reason I picked puppy is legitimately think about what a puppy's life is, right? You get loved on, you get doted on, you get, fed, played. I'm going to go ahead and take naps. I'm going to poop a little bit, probably in the house a little bit. Then I'll eventually go outside. Maybe we'll see. But you just really think of a life of an actual, loved, domesticated dog.
That's the key, loved, because just saying you want to be a dog, he'll throw you on the chain and throw you out back, and that's not a fun time,
So let's put it this way, and you can go ahead and chirp in here if you want. So let's pretend that I came back as my puppy Crosby. How would that look?
Oh man, he laying up with his legs up, grapes, feet fat. I mean, he living the life as far as a truly domesticated, loved animal, dog. You know what I'm saying? So
to the point where I've told the wife, look, if the house is on fire and I could save 2 people, I'm gonna go save the dog twice. So.
You said you gonna save him, right, and then throw him back into the fire and run back in,
just to prove a point. Yeah. So,
yeah. Everybody, this man loves his puppy. He got pictures, everything. I mean, Crosby is everything. So,
and he loves you too. So don't get it twisted. Every time he comes here, he's like,
love him as well.
Uncle Jermaine's here. Let's go.
Yeah, I love him as well. I'm just saying. I mean, I just wanted to highlight it can't be just any dog.
It's a specific.
Some people treat their dogs downright,
like dogs. I mean, that's why it's a saying.
Yeah.
So 2 of my picks are very niche. So I have CGI generated anaconda from Anaconda and a love domesticated puppy. So all right, honorable mentions here. So what are we thinking? You said bear. Look, I'm going T-Rex. Like you got to throw a T-Rex up there.
And that's why I said that was one of my interesting facts. You ever notice on either Jurassic Park or even any type of documentary about T-Rexes, do you ever hear about their family life? It's always just one T-Rex, crazy. Yeah. Like you never hear about 2 T-Rexes mating. You never hear about a T-Rex raising this little young T-Rex. What's he supposed to do with his little arms?
How are you supposed to grab hold of anything? Come on.
He must got a big one to just come out. We're supposed to be family friendly. I'm sorry. No, but I'm just saying. Like
that went off the rails. We did the episode already. It's fine.
I mean, in any of those, even it was a cartoon growing up, Land Before Time, and all of those, they showed the dinosaurs like they had the mom brontosaurus and the dad and the little kid, and they were in love, and then they had. But when it come to the T-Rex, it's like, did he just appear out of nowhere? Like, I mean, there's no family life for a T-Rex.
T-Rex don't love them hoes. is what it is.
I just noticed that. I'm like, they never show like a family of like this animal could never be loved. Like,
I think there were two. I don't know if it was one of those things where it can never be loved. Jesus. God, that's just dark, man. That's sad.
I mean,
I don't know if it's one of the things where they just can't coexist.
It's never a good thing.
I mean, I wonder if it's a thing where they just can't coexist. They're too alpha aggressive kind of thing. I don't know.
I understand. I mean, like, I understand. It is definitely a solitary animal. I mean, like a tiger is a solitary animal where it can't really be around too many people. You know what I mean? It lives its own life. But at some point, it has to mate. So it has to find another tiger, and it has to be social for at least however long it take for them. You know.
So was a T-Rex a sociopath? Is that what we're saying? Is that what we just discovered?
Like, a T-Rex basically has to find another female T-Rex to mate. They don't drop out of the sky.
We're not sure about that. All right, no more dinosaurs. What else? What other animals are we talking about here? What do you got?
Well, I said lions, tigers, bears. Insect world, prayer mantis.
Really? You're creepy.
He said you're creepy.
You said you're definitely creepy. You're just definitely creepy. I don't know.
I already named 2 cats.
I'm literally
cool.
literally sitting here looking at my arm to see what animals I have tattooed on me.
Oh, if I was in the sea, I'd be a dolphin because they smart. Yeah, I would like them. Yeah, dolphin.
Yeah, dolphins are fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. I ain't got really.
See, I'm surprised I didn't get any like bird type of stuff because I really do because I love flying in planes.
Yeah,
but like
only bird I would.
Okay, I think a hawk would be fun.
Yeah, a hawk, eagle. That's what I said. Like it. Yeah, I mean,
but I gotta like eagle. Everything below the eagle is kind of like tier 2 and 3. It's kind of like
It's like you get that elite fantasy receiver in the first round, and then everybody else is in the third, maybe fifth.
Like you drafted Devontae, and people are touting up that they drafted Pittman. They're like, "What? What's wrong with you?"
Right. Everybody severely falls off after that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of animals that suck though too. Like I wouldn't want to be any like vermin, just because you're literally called vermin. Like that's
that's disrespectful in itself.
Right.
Like I would hate to be a bee in a hive and I ain't the queen. Like
right.
You're just a word. Like you're nothing. Like you grew up nothing. Like you.
Giraffes would suck too. Like they're just big and awkward.
Oh, I wouldn't mind being a horse either, man. They seem like
to ride you. You just want someone to ride you. That's what you want.
No, I mean like a stallion, like a wild one out there. You know, I mean,
and
like
what are you doing? What are you doing? You're just going around
just
like
running,
horse molesting people. Like there's nothing that you're good. Horses don't do nothing but like they're either getting rid.
That was a bad example. Now I think about what am I doing? Just running around? What am I doing?
It's like I want to be a cow for what? I don't know. I want someone to milk me. What? What's wrong with you? I get it because they're like romanticized in movies. They're like these majestic creatures, but then you really look at it, it's like, oh, what do you do all day? This. But what about your downtime? I'm like, have some schmuck ride me. That's my life. And then maybe if I'm good enough at walking, I can run, and then I can go into a horsey race. And if I don't do good enough, they'll kill me.
Put me down. Yeah.
That's my life. Do you like glue? Right. That's a horse. Good choice.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of places you can go, man. I got a feeling we're gonna revisit this because there's definitely gonna be some other.
I think
other
we're gonna have to
animals.
do. I think we're gonna have to do one for the worst animals to come back as.
Yes,
That might be the better read because
yeah. Because I mean, there's some animals that I'll be like, man, that's messed up. That is
right.
your life.
That's why I kind of stopped going with it. I'm like, wait, hold on. That may actually be next week's. Man, we may just may be the teaser
You
for
might have to
next week.
double back down with
Yeah.
the animals you do not want to be. Because when you start thinking about their life and what they serve and their purpose, it's like,
And you can't choose horse. And I do have the 101, so just saying.
It's already been taken.
Yeah. But I didn't realize we ran this long. We're already at an hour, man. You want to save your topic for next week?
Oh yeah. We'll cover that one. We'll lead in with that.
So, a little housekeeping for everybody. So, for anyone that listened to the interviews and all the stuff I dropped last week, I really do appreciate it because I had a lot of fun doing it, and I do have another interview on this Thursday. So we are going to be recording. What do we record on? Oh yeah, we're recording BDE on Wednesday. That's going to be about the word trust.
The word trust.
It's going to be it's real interesting. I'm excited to do it.
It's going to be very interesting. Trust me.
God damn it! All right.
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, I
was corny.
Yeah, I wish we edited the show sometimes. And yeah, so Thursday I have another interview that I'm doing. Don't really know much about the fella, but he seems to be a comedian and things like that. So we're gonna kind of just jump in and get to chatting with him, see what's going on. But yeah, so you're gonna have some extra drops again this week. So anyone that wants to share it, appreciate it. Anyone that wants to drop any financial aid. See, we should have used that for the college thing. Son of a bitch. That would have been perfect.
Aid,
oh man. All right, now you gotta pay us. No, but yeah, anyone that's feeling inclined to drop a little coin on the Patreon, it's appreciated. But yeah, just I think this went well for our first kind of remote. Well, me and you the first time remotely doing it in here. So you got any parting words for these people?
No. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yep. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth too. Yes,
happy Juneteenth. Wow. You had to tell me.
Yeah. Good job, black guy. Good job. Yep.
Oh man.
Shame. And you even had off today too, and I'm like,
yeah, I had off, but just because of Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Wow. And I didn't even mention it.
Mm-hmm. You can send your hate mail him. You can send your hate mail to the Patreon.
All
right. Well, listen, everyone have a nice, safe week. We will talk to you in a few days, and don't be a horse.
Once again, this is Jermaine.
This is Rich.
And you just enjoy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The X's and O's episode level.
Yeah, what he said. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and it is 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to a therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time, night or day, and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you can get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off with your first month at betterhelp.com/XOOF-life. That's betterhelp.com/XOOF-life.